Welcome to the Innovation World Podcast, your go-to source for all things innovation, invention, and entrepreneurship. Our website is www.innovationworld.org.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Launch Network. This is Carmine Danisco, your co-host for today's show of Innovation World. We got some great stuff for you, so make sure you stay tuned, and listen in. I have my co-host, Miss Julie Shively. Julie, what's going on?
Hey, Carmine. Everything's good here. How about you? What's going on
All
in your
good
world?
stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. Top of my list this week is the Global Innovation Field Trip. We're working hard to get all of our spots filled. We actually are having a 24-hour field trip with 17 countries. And in those countries, we'll have young inventors, K-12 inventors from all over the world, do 10, 20-minute segments, basically their opportunity to pitch their invention to the entire world. In addition to that, we'll have organizations or directors of programming that head up innovation and invention programs across the world do short presentations as well. It's going to be a great opportunity. Anybody wishing to participate as a attendee or a speaker would want to go out to innovationworld.org, and right on the homepage you can click on Global Innovation Field Trip to get signed up to participate.
That's some awesome stuff. Now, Julie, you're not going to each country yourself during that trip, are you?
Yes, I packed my bags. I'm ready to go. No. Everything is going to be online. It's going to be a fantastic event, and we're super excited about it. And I'm hoping that today's guests will sign up to do a presentation on that show as well. So today we have with us Ella and Amelia Bard. They are two wonderful, creative young inventors from Ohio. And why don't you start off by telling us where you are from in Ohio and what school you attend?
So we're from Wadsworth, Ohio, and I go to Wadsworth Middle School. I go to CIS.
Okay. And it looks like your invention is called the Recycle Buddy.
Yeah.
Is that correct? And which one of you, by the way, is Ella, and which one of you is Amelia?
I'm Ella. And
Okay. Amelia, okay. And tell us how you came to invent a Recycle Buddy and what that means.
So our aha moment is when we realized that our mom was struggling each week with the recycling dumpsters because it was really hard for her to hold the lid up with one hand and then put her stuff in at the same time.
Okay, so what does the Recycle Buddy do? Does it give her extra arms?
Yeah, so it basically attaches to the dumpster where it'll hold the lid up for her. That way anyone can put their recycling in with two hands and make it way easier.
That's awesome.
So I'm imagining walking up to the dumpster, you have your hands full, and how does it then open if both hands are full?
So there's a lever on the side, and you will just push it down, and then it will hold up the bin for you, so then you can put your stuff in with two hands.
I see. So you don't have to touch the dirty lid yourself or anything like that. You're just pulling down on the lever, and it's doing all of the dirty work for you.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's a great idea. I always am fighting with those covers. They're always like closing on my head. Oh, it's terrible.
Is that what happened?
Yes. That's a great idea. Well, I mean, did this happen to you guys? You couldn't open the thing up and you said there's got to be a better way?
Definitely, yes. Many times.
That's awesome.
So is there a lever on both sides?
Yes, there is. There's one on the Recycle Buddy on this side, as well as this side.
Got it. So do those levers lock? So like have you ever gone to a place where they actually lock their dumpsters so people can't just go dump stuff in their dumpsters? Could you add a lock to them so that they can't be opened?
Yeah, so we're thinking on having something right in here inside the dumpster where it'll lock it in place.
Very cool. That is pretty cool. That's really a small dumpster. It's not going to hold too much stuff, though. Have you shown this at any competitions?
Yes, we showed it at our, obviously the invention convention, and we showed it to fellow members, and we showed them like what we want to make happen.
So did you show this last year at the Ohio Invention Convention at the fairgrounds?
Yes, we did.
Okay, good. And was it well received? Did you have a lot of judges that liked it?
You may have lost them for a sec, Julie. You'll see if they unfreeze. Zoom's been acting up these days. That's really a cool idea, though, right, Julie?
I think so. I don't have to use a dumpster where I am, but I have had to in places that I've lived before or places that I've worked. And that would make it a lot easier.
Yeah, it's so funny when you think of these. I love that even young adults are thinking about little things like that.
Yes.
Now, was this product at the convention that I went to?
Yeah, I think it was.
I wonder why I didn't see it. That's kind of weird, right?
Well, there were 400 plus inventions there, Carmine.
Yeah, there was a lot, I must say.
That's why you probably didn't see it.
And we were doing podcasts and we were doing a lot of things. But see, something like a product like that, I would have loved to have seen that because that really solves a problem for a specific group of people. It's obviously like you said, if you're not using a dumpster or you live in a place where you've never had to open up a dumpster cover, you're not going to know. But for the people like myself who was always trying to find places to dump things.
Yeah, and I am wondering if that's on some kind of hydraulic or if that's what they're envisioning, because if they're doing that, then they might actually be able to add some form of sensor so that as you walk up to it, you don't even have to put the stuff down to lift the lever. It just automatically opens.
Yeah, because I see what you were saying about, if you're carrying things, then you have to put it down and turn the lever. Or if you had something with your foot or stepped on something or some kind of pneumatic as the next version.
Yes. Although, I have these big canister trash cans and recycle bins, which is really similar. I have the same problem when I'm walking up to them, if you have a lot of them a lot of stuff in your hand. So now I'm thinking, I really think they should take that to the next level and put a sensor on it. I think it would be fantastic. They've already got the mechanism built into it. And then if somebody has a way to like turn a key to turn that sensor off so that not everybody's dumping in it all of the time, just the people who are allowed to dump in it. It could even be a key card kind of thing.
Yeah, very cool. I love that, and again, these are two kids, young adults, that you would never think would come up with that type of innovation or invention. Obviously, they saw the problem and they went after that particular problem. But that's what's so cool about innovation. You just never know what's going to catch a young adult or an inventor's eye of what they want to fix.
Yeah, I agree.
But that's really cool. Obviously, you listeners out there, we lost our two young inventors. Hopefully, they're gonna dial back in and talk a little bit about it. But it's amazing that I didn't see that invention. I would have liked to have seen that one because that would have been pretty amazing. How many? Just to get off subject, how many people do we have in different countries for the big 24-hour show?
I think that we have 17 countries signed up right now. And we have about 12 of those represented by young inventors now.
Wow.
And about the same number represented with program heads or directors of programs. So the others we're still trying to figure out where to put them. We're still hoping that some more of our folks or some more of the folks from the United Inventors Association will jump on board and come in. That's the kind of expertise that we love to have on the program. Kids want to hear it. I know that we have a couple folks signed up now already.
Yeah, I've been talking to them. It's weird once this weird stuff that's been happening. It just seems like everybody just went kind of into hibernation and not really like doing the little minor things that they've always done, where this is the time they could be doing it. But I've talked to almost every board member and they all wanted to sign up. It's just getting them.
Oh, I think they will too. I think it is something to get used to. I mean, those of us who've worked out of our homes for years and years, it's just busier. To me, it just seems like it's busier.
Yep.
But it's not strange to do business this way, whereas a lot of people are trying to make a lot of adjustments and just feel like the fish out of water, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. There's no doubt. I mean, like yourself, I've always worked remotely. I mean, I have an office, but I've always worked remotely also. So it's not that big of a change. It's just the seclusion or the uncertainty that I think is just driving a little bit of it. And that's what I love about the things that you're doing. Those are going on no matter what. So it's one of those things that everyone can work towards, and still have some kind of normalcy, knowing that these events will be going on no matter what.
Right. I think the biggest change for me is that Nope. Go ahead.
Hey guys, you made it.
Yeah. We do not know what's happening with the connection up there. So we came down closer to our router to see if that will help.
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys have any suggestions?
I think that's a perfect thing to do.
No, I think it's a great idea.
It makes a difference.
Okay.
If it doesn't, we continue to talk about it. So if it doesn't, we'll have probably enough to do a really short one. But we'll definitely have to edit this one.
Yeah.
So, but no worries. Like it may not have anything to do with you at all.
Oh, all good stuff. So where were we talking? You said you had some big company who wanted to give you guys like millions of dollars for this idea. Is that where we left off?
No.
Oh, that was the last invention. Sorry, guys.
I remember where we are. I was just talking to you about the automation that I want you to do. I think that it'd be really cool, since you've already got the mechanical part of it done, that you create a sensor so that when people walk up with their hands full, they don't even have to push the lever. It just opens miraculously based on this little sensor they have. I need one for my trash can anyway, so you know.
That's a good idea.
Guys, listen, now this probably happened to you, that everyone that sees your idea is always trying to make it better, right? They're always trying to help you.
Yeah. People going, oh, and you should do this, and you should, like I did, telling you to add a sensor to it. So what other things have you thought about yourself that you'd like to do to it?
This is like how we would have it, and this is out of bottles, but we were deciding that we want to make it out of recycled items, but that we would have to make sure it's sturdy enough. So we wouldn't be using this material specifically, but we did call up to Plastics Are Unique here in Wadsworth, Ohio, and we asked them basically what the cost of our product would be if we made it out of recycled materials. It's still pending, but we're getting them a reply.
Wow.
So that's pretty brilliant, making the recycle bin or the trash can out of recycled items. I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
what other things could you do now that you're on that wavelength of making it easier to throw away trash or to compile trash? What other things do you think you could do?
So kind of what you said about like locking in, I'll go a little bit more in depth with that. So like, obviously we don't want this to be up and then all of a sudden it just falls. So we need something in here. That way it locks in place and we know like for sure it won't fall, because that's just dangerous.
That would happen to me.
Yeah, and some of those, especially like the contractor type dumpsters, have big metal, I don't know if they call them hoods or doors or what they call them, but that could hurt somebody really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that's a good idea. Now, ultimately, when you rig up my trash can and recycle bin, if you could put a little track from my house all the way to the end of the street, and I could just set it on the track and push the button That would be fantastic.
Yes.
Because I have a gravel driveway still, and I live like on an acre and a quarter, so I have to go down my driveway like this, bumpity 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 bump, to get to the end.
You need like a golf cart.
Oh yeah, that would be okay. Where it hooked on the back of the golf cart.
Oh my God.
So brilliant idea, girls. A question for you: what are your plans for the future?
So are you talking about just like in general or with our invention?
Well, I'm thinking about your lives more than anything. I mean, I know you probably aren't sure what you're going to do once you're out of high school and on to college or tech school or wherever you decide to go, but you might have some idea of what seems appealing right now to you. And if you were to decide today, what would you do?
So I would probably go into something with like astronomy, because I think that stuff really fascinates me, or like something with NASA. But then also we're both soccer players and we have a really true passion about that. So that would definitely be something that we'd want to take into like the professional league.
Very nice.
And then I really like helping others, so I would want to be a doctor.
Any particular kind of doctor?
No, just like something maybe in the hospitals, work in the hospitals.
Yeah.
Or
Well, I'm sorry, what was that?
Work with the babies.
I think that one of the most important things, or one of the most important attributes of an inventor, is their ability to be empathetic to others. I mean, I think that's how you find your problems often, is because you have empathy for what other people go through or what impacts them. And so you can always tell a good inventor by how much empathy they have. And there's a lot of crossover between that and going into medicine of any kind. Maybe astrology too. I'm not sure, but certainly anything that deals with outer space or NASA, or, seeking out and finding new things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's some great stuff. I mean, I never would have thought that after seeing the invention, I thought you guys would want to be like engineers or product developers, but that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Did we ask what's next with your product? What do you want to do with it? Do you want to license it to a company, or you just want to kind of perfect it? What's next with that?
So obviously we want to, do some more changes into it, but we would overall like to sell it to like recycling or just dumpsters, companies such as like WasteQuip or Kimball.
Well, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Now, are you inventing at your schools this year?
No, we aren't.
Oh.
Are you planning to invent in the future again?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh. Any other inventions? We won't tell anybody if you do.
It won't be on like the whole World Wide Web. You're just kidding.
So me and my mom, we took a trip to Tampa, and we actually got like a room where it had a handicapped shower. And when you used it, like all the water went all over the floor. And we kind of thought that was crazy how it's hard to clean it up and stuff. So I think that could be another invention idea, something to fix that. Because I know there are probably other ideas out there for that, but that was just another thought.
Huh.
I need the tracks for my trash can and recycle bin first.
It's killing me. It's killing me. Well, very good. That's some cool stuff. I love seeing that, because that's a problem that people will recognize right away, and then you have the fix for it. Some people, if you have to explain the problem to them, then they're not a target for your invention. But that particular invention that you have, I mean, there's a lot of people that get it right away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody that's gotten hit on the top of their head by the dumpster top knows.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. If you were standing up in front of a third grade class of kids that just learned about the invention process, but wasn't really sure if they wanted to be inventors or not, what would you tell them about inventing?
I would tell them that, like, being an inventor, you can literally just be so, like, you can just use your imagination and be really creative with what the problem that it is. And, like, it's also just a great way to, like, help out your community if it's a problem that, like, it happens on a daily basis. And you also want to, like, believe in yourself and, like, go with what you really think would be a really good idea.
Did you have, during your invention process, did you have things that didn't work, but you kept trying them or tried new things until it worked right?
Yes. We put the arm on the front, but then we knew that wouldn't really make sense for the dump trucks when they were coming to empty it. So we had to move it to the side.
Oh.
Good.
Yeah, because the big trucks come and they pick it up and dump it.
Yeah, could damage it.
That would have just ripped that arm right off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. That's a good notice. That's true. What's the piece that you have? You said you're making it out of recycled plastic.
Yeah.
That's cool. Now, do you have a bigger version of that little dumpster, or is that just the little only prototype?
Those two are the only prototypes that we have.
I didn't know if you snuck over to a dumpster and like tried to adapt something on there, or. That's cool though. Very, very cool stuff. I loved hearing about this idea.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Julie, what else you got? Anything else happening?
Nope. Just the big things like the Global Innovation Field Trip that's coming up on May 14th. We're real excited about, and hopefully Ella and Amelia will both be on there, and we'll have a better connection that day so that they can just stream right through without having to call us back 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, we've had some problems with a lot of the shows. A lot of things been happening since so many people are home and the internet's been bogged down. So is Zoom. So It's kind of expected, but yeah, like you said, we'll try to work on that. We'll talk to our tech guys and make sure that we have hopefully everything in place, even some backup stuff in the way. I would love for these guys to be on also. Are they going to present and talk to some of the inventors around the world?
I hope so.
Yeah, that would be cool. Do you guys want to do that?
So I think that the cool thing is we had a podcast last week with a young lady who is not only excited about going on to the Innovation Field Trip, but wants to meet some of the inventors across the world, which I think is kind of cool. We'll have to find a safe way to connect everybody that's on the show so that people can reach out if they want to, or if they want to be reached out to. We'll figure out how to do that, because you might meet other kids there that you're interested in talking to about their invention, or they want to know more about your invention. And so we'll figure out how to facilitate that. But anybody interested in doing that needs to go out to innovationworld.org, though, on the homepage, and click on the Global Innovation Field Trip to get signed up. And I'll send a note to your mom to give her the links to do that. Cool. So that you guys can get signed up and show your recycle buddy off even more.
All right. Well, very good. We're going to close up the show. We appreciate you guys being on and telling us about your, I don't even want to say invention. I mean, it's a great idea. I mean, you guys, that's awesome. Very cool. We really appreciate you taking your time out of your day, telling us about it. Sorry about the technical issues we had, but we overcame them and we got to talk to you guys. That's all that matters.
Yep.
Very cool. All right, Julie, and for everyone out there, want them to go on out to innovationworld.org. I always mess that up. .org. I usually say .com, but it's .org. I said it again. If they have some questions, and then also they can get information about the global field trip, which is really going to be cool. I mean, this is like a first-time thing, something like this. I've never heard of anything like this, and I know you got some great presenters. You got some great people that are going to be presenting and talking, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
I agree.
All right, so we'll hang up the show, and we appreciate you all for listening, and we'll catch you next time on Innovation World. You all take care.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us today for the Innovation World podcast and your co-host, Julie Shively and Carmine Danisco on the Launch Network. Innovation World is your go-to source for all things innovation, invention, and entrepreneurship. Our website is www.innovationworld.org.